accidentally dispersed, which is weird. I also just noticed that I never made a part 8. There's a part 7 and there's a part 9. I fucked up with the numbering. Once I have some time, once I put everything in the playlist as well, I'll change the numbering. I didn't save them or sleeping. Oh, wait, behind me too? Okay, now it's starting to, 1, 2, 3, 2 of the shields. One of them actual expensive shields.
Take that.
Take what?
Yeah.
4! Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna fight these guys. I'm actually pretty proud of that. I did the jump. Took a bit of... I'm amazed that I made that jump. I just casually rode over there, jump, nailed it. Later on you're gonna need raven feathers, so you might really wanna take these nests down. Oh wow, whole grocery. Nice. That was worth it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was trying to expand the map, that's why I pressed down. I forgot there's no mini map. So there's a compass. I think we can all agree that a compass is much better than a mini map. I mean, it takes up way less of your screen. The compass is and a mini map it's a bit makes everything a bit too easy. As long as the compass also shows not just the directions, but also the quest objectives, you should always have a compass. Yeah, I heard him. I don't want to fight him right now. I got like 1,925 from, it's not a Chamberlain. Custodian. The Custodian, Sebastian van Berg. The Custodian of Sassa. The Custodian of Sassa, Sebastian van Berg, issue 45 for every year you bring, which is what they all do, and 1,925 quotient for the destruction of a camp. Which is a shitload of money. An absolute fuck ton. Oh, and by the way, the faint-hearted knight that I fought twice already, he died. I mean, beat him for his money. Then I beat him for his clothes, and then I beat him for his sword. And as soon as I beat him, he died. The sword he had wasn't that great. I also switched it out. I think he had a merchant sword.
Good health to you.
I have some, well, trophies.
Let's have them.
That vampire knight was an actual
Those scoundrels
nobleman.
deserved it.
So I killed a nobleman.
I've taken care of that camp.
Oh, yes? And what proof might you have of that?
Here it is.
Very well. Here's your reward. Some woodcutters reported there's an encampment across the ford on the wooded headland there. Go and deal with that.
I'll go and take a look.
Good luck to you.
Maybe I guess I already killed the guy with them spurs. You still have those? First items, band leader spurs. I'll go do that later. I first got to Matthew and Fritz. Finish a wash up. I think there's a pot of food here. Because my nourishment isn't the best right now. Supposed to be a pot of food here. Pots. I love that word, pots. It's not that late. It's already 3 PM in the real world. Damn. Time flies by. I never actually repaired my armor from that ambush.
God's blessings. What can I do for you?
That is a very good helmet. The Hound Skull. It's one better. I don't like how it looks, and it's mostly all about how it looks. I guess I'll just, you know, buy it back eventually, if I get too annoyed. Notice that I got the wrong thing. There we go. I think there's only like 50 left. Yeah.
I'd like to discuss the...
Aye.
Here.
Thanks, sir.
I hate when it says a little up top. A little on top. Like a little. Bitch, please. Stalwart. I think this is yeah, this is one-sided. Jesus. A lot of blood in this sword. And now the axe.
Good day, Henry.
Yeah, this is an axe. This ain't a hatchet. Sometimes they call things an axe. Well, it's more like a hatchet. It really pisses me off. And they call a hatchet an axe. However, when they call something a hatchet, it actually is a hatchet. I've also seen games where they call a hatchet an axe. Or an axe a hatchet.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's out of money.
Take care.
There's 1.2k, nice. I already have way too much.
I'll be with you.
I'm already over half of his money.
Can we do something about...
I just said I shouldn't be throwing money around.
Here.
At least I'm not over encumbered. I was afraid I was.
God save you. Good night.
Damn. Try to protect him as much
Let's
as I
have a word.
can.
Satisfied?
That sounds pretty... Aye.
I need to move a bit more on foot, so I actually upgrade my vitality. I think also my, what's it called? Forgot the name. Agility. Vitality. Oh, hello. Trader. No, there was one here in Tessa. No one that buys everything.
God grant you.
I might not have a lot of money. Might not. 180. It's barely anything. Like, who else am I gonna sell all this to? Those broke ass merchants?
Here you are. Well now.
Mate, cured and fresh from the woods or from the pen. It all comes delicious.
God be with you.
He doesn't have any money. What a surprise.
Protective amulets, love potions and talismans to give you the luck of the ages.
Do you have money?
Good health
I'm
to
glad-
you, Henry.
Let's get to the chase. You have 2.1k. It's quite a lot. Golden spurs. It's probably already too much. Trade. Yeah, it's way too much.
Let's have a word about the...
This actually is a
Naturally.
little top up. A little something extra.
Here. Well now.
Yeah, a little something for his trouble. Now what? Oh yeah, so, let's go. Do you know what? I'm gonna go do some main quests. Actually, how long has this video been? I want to make this half an hour long. 21 minutes now. And I kind of want to make this half an hour long and then continue on with some main quests. I mean, don't get me wrong. Killing bandits is a lot of fun. However, that was what I've been doing that since yesterday. I've been doing that not just yesterday, but the day before that as well. And just riding from town to town, killing a bunch of people, then going to another town to sell, and then going to another place to kill people. Just rinse and repeat. It just gets so fucking repetitive. And I mean, I don't really remember Act 2 all that well, you know? I remember part of it, but not most of it. Most of it is a little foggy. I mean, I know the beginning. I definitely know the beginning. I think I'll just complete Act 1 with my armor and my weapons. Won't be too hard. Because, I mean, there are a bunch of side quests that are just amazing, which you can only do after you've completed some main quests. Like, Shahan's Capon is like amazing. He's like one of my favorite characters in the game. Of course, except for the main character. See, what's the time? Noon. Find out how Fritz and Matthew are doing. Actually, when I was in Sassau, I didn't find Johanka anywhere.
No one of the knights
Maybe she left.
you takes an interest in me.
Because people don't need help there anymore.
Good luck then.
I don't get why this mill needs wood. I mean, they make flour.
I hope I can be of some humble service to you.
Are you happy?
It's not worth a damn. If I had any choice, you wouldn't see my heels for dust.
What's happened? Did you two get yourselves into trouble?
A fine friend you are, assuming it's our own bloody fault.
Oh, come on. You know what you two are like. I had to ask.
Well, perhaps with that monk. But now, the foreman's got it in for us. If he could, he'd skin us alive.
Always forcing you to work, is he?
If only. That wouldn't be so awful. But nothing we do is good enough for him. There's always some reason for him to yell at us.
I can imagine.
You know what it's like. We do too little, and it takes too long, and what we eat's worth more than the work we've done, and it's no fun listening to that sort of shit day after day.
And the miller won't stick up for you. I would have thought all the yelling would drive him mad.
Not really. He trusts that loudmouth bastard more than us. He's got us down for a pair of parasites.
I see.
What's so stupid is the mill really needs us. They haven't had any hands here for quite a while, and the mill needs a lot of fixing. But with them around, we can't even get to work.
And you definitely don't... You don't ever provoke...
I've already told you once, he's an arsehole. I'd say there's nothing we can do about it. If he wants to yell at us, he'll yell at us.
Have you tried talking with him?
What do you think? But that just sets him off. He starts saying we're practically bandits, and what he's going to do about it. That gets Fritz going, and he starts yelling too,
And what do you want to do about it? Just run away?
Actually, I'd like to stay here, at least for a bit. I never would have thought I'd like working in a mill, but not with him around. It's unbearable, and there's no one I can complain to. But you could.
Me? Do you think they'll listen to me?
They did once already, didn't they? They hired us because of you. You could have another word with them.
Back then, making promises was enough. Now, it will be worse.
You can forget about the miller. It's Thomas you need to convince. The miller takes his opinion seriously. So, will you do it for us? Again?
Fine. I'll try and talk to him.
I'm glad.
I'll keep that in mind.
Goodbye.
I kind of want to wash. Make a better impression.
God save you. What can I do for you?
So what do you think about the workers I brought you?
If I hadn't put in a good word for them, the miller would have thrown them out by now.
It's good they have someone to look out for them.
May the Lord watch over you.
You gotta talk to Fritz first.
Matthew told me your foreman's a fool, and you're not exactly filled with Christian love for him.
You better believe it. I'd like to pay him back for everything and drown him in the river.
Drown him? What's he done to you?
It was the first or the second day. But we had a disagreement and I told him off. And then, all of a sudden, we're fighting and that fucker just throws me in the river. I nearly drowned.
Well, how did you get out? I thought you couldn't swim.
I can't. They pulled me out. I was up to my waist in water.
I see. Well, I'd be pretty fucking angry too. So you want to pay him back?
Exactly. I don't give a shit about anything around here, but that bastard's in need of a good trouncing.
What about the others at the mill? Are they awful as well?
The miller's an old fool. He believes every word that comes out of Thomas's mouth. It's hopeless. And then there's the miller's daughter. She's a pretty lass, and kind with it. And what can she do? Nothing. Not that it stops Matthew going to see her. But Thomas is the root of the problem.
Do you think he's jealous? Is she a sweetheart?
He might make puppy dog eyes at her, but most of the time he just struts about like a peacock. I really don't think she's the problem.
I spoke with him briefly and he doesn't seem so horrible.
Then you ought to try working with him. He's a sneaky bastard, and arrogant. You should see how he puffs himself up when he's off to play dice with Lawrence.
Who's Lawrence? Another mill hand?
Aye, but at the neighbouring mill. They call him the Wren. Damned if I know why. Thomas goes there to play dice with him.
And what do you want to do about it? Do you think you can come to an agreement?
No fucking chance. Matthew hopes so because he likes it here. It's true the work's better than the mines, but the pay's worse.
So how do you plan on dealing with it? Leaving?
Perhaps. But first, I want to give Thomas a proper trouncing. I mean a real thrashing.
And you think that will help?
Maybe. Maybe he'll knock some sense into that fat head of his. Or he'll be too frightened to mess with me.
That might help.
So why don't you arrange a fight with him? If we win, he'll leave us alone. Oh, we could...
What?
We could lure him off someplace far away and then wait for him. Maybe to play dice with Lawrence. He would have to go through the dark woods.
I'll think about it.
Good luck then.
I'd like...
Well, get a job here as a hand.
And what does he do during the day?
Good one. He keeps his eye on everything.
Why?
The last time he did anything, he almost took his thumb off with a chisel. I wouldn't put an axe in those paws of his either.
So, he's clumsy and arrogant. That's what you said about your last master, that Nemo.
Aye, but at least you could sneak away from old Nimoy for a bit. No chance of that around here.
Take care.
I don't get why any carpenters in a mine.
God save you. What can I do for you?
Are you happy with your new workers?
They're good carpenters, but someone constantly has to stand behind their backs and keep an eye on them.
Really?
Yes. When I'm there with them, everything goes smoothly. But the moment I leave, I hear Thomas yelling.
I've heard.
I don't know what I'd do without Thomas. He keeps an eye on everything for me now. The mill wouldn't function without him.
Thomas has problems with carpentry.
You're right. You should hear him cursing when he has to turn his hand to it. He knows he'll never be a real miller.
But just because of that?
No. He's not too skilled at handling the water wheel and the mill run either. He can wield a shovel well enough, but otherwise I have to keep telling him how to do things.
So he's not been foreman too long?
No. My son used to run the mill, but then his wagon overturned with him inside it. It'll be a year ago now, come spring.
I'm sorry.
Me too, boy. And after Martin was gone, the other workers left and only Thomas stayed. I don't know what I'd do without him.
What happened that day? Wagons don't overturn themselves.
He was transporting new stone blocks for the mill and he had to take a detour. Since the wagon was too heavy for the ford, it was after a downpour. The load must have slipped and the whole wagon fell on him. I pray it was quick.
So he was alone, no one to help him.
Of course not. Thomas was there too. He helped Martin to load the wagon in Sassa and both of them set off back.
Just the two of them? No one else was there?
No, they always did it that way. Martin didn't like dragging people where it wasn't necessary, when they could be doing work elsewhere. But if I had been there with them, maybe he'd still be alive. Thomas couldn't pull the wagon off him. He ran for help, but it was already too late.
I'm sorry. But I'm sure he's in God's kingdom now.
He was a good boy, a kind soul.
Have you been without carpenters for a while?
A long time. Since winter, it's been just me and Thomas.
Nobody stays around?
No. These days, it's hard to find a man you can rely on. Young lads today are bone-eyed. None of them wants to do an honest day's work.
And how many have actually worked here?
About half a dozen, maybe more. We always put up with them till the most urgent work was done, then sent them packing.
And what about Jane? Shouldn't she have a husband by now?
What are you trying to say?
Nothing.
A pretty girl like her is ripe for marriage.
With a large dowry because she comes from a mill? Well, she had herself a man once, but he ran away during the winter. He wasn't up to the work either.
And how long did he last?
You know, he was there for a while. But back then my son was a foreman and he was a kindly son. Too kind. He never threw anyone out.
So, everyone started leaving when Thomas took over.
Well, Thomas is a doggone slackers. And just as well. Maybe it's harsh, but that's what you need nowadays. If we don't mill, folk don't eat.
So, the moment Thomas became mill foreman, everyone started running off. Not one man could stand it here, even if they had a chance to marry Jane. Don't you think Thomas might be doing it on purpose? Sounds to me like he's after the mill, or your daughter, or both.
That's not like him. He's a good man and straightforward.
Huh.
He knows I
Yes.
can always send for a new mill foreman.
And Jane,
Don't worry about her. She'll wed whoever I approve of. Even Thomas, if he asks for her hand. At least with him, I know he won't leave the mill.
indeed, why would he once he's got rid of everyone else?
That's enough. I don't know why you're trying to slander Thomas, but I don't mean to listen to it any longer. May the Lord.
Oh,
I
I've
heard what you
never,
asked my
I
father.
never went this way
I
before.
can't expect help from him. He's none too sharp these days.
Wow.
Can you help me?
No. Nobody listens to me. But I wanted to say that Thomas does do it on purpose. He did it the same way before.
Why?
Because he's afraid if someone comes who's more skilled, Father will notice and give his job to the newcomer.
And your father lets him? Can't he settle this?
He probably could, but he doesn't want to. My brother was the mill foreman before him, but last year a wagon overturned on him, broke his back. It broke my father too. And Thomas was here the longest. He was always close to my brother, so Father chose him as the mill foreman.
And Thomas doesn't listen to anyone. Can't you persuade him?
No. He keeps looking my way and tries to be nice, but he doesn't care what I've got to say. When I tell him something, it goes in one ear and out the other.
And this probably won't end well. What happened to your brother?
And what does that have to do with this?
I don't know. You mentioned it, so I was just wondering.
There's not much to tell. A stone block that was loaded wrong, slippery ground after rain, and when the wagon overturned on him,
I could go to the
there was no
quarry.
one around to help.
What do you mean, no one? Surely he wasn't alone.
No, he had Thomas with him. But Thomas couldn't lift the wagon off him, and by the time he found help, it was too late. And as if that wasn't bad enough, someone robbed my brother while Thomas was looking for help.
Someone robbed him after he was dead.
I don't know. But they took a mottled scarf which I gave him as a keepsake. He laughed when I gave it to him. He said it would make him look like a fop, but he still wore it all the time. And someone must have thought it was worth stealing.
But who'd steal a scarf?
Why are you asking me? When they brought him back here, he didn't have it. That's all I know.
I'm sorry about what happened to him.
Me too. But it was his own fault. If he'd brought more people with him, he'd still be alive. He was too kind for his own good.
I understand. About those...
It's a wonder I still let...
Except that you'll never make a decent miller.
What?
I heard when you've got an axe in your hand, you're more of a danger to yourself than any nearby wood. You leave that kind of work to men who know how to do it.
That's a lie. Open that mouth of yours again and I'll shut it for you.
I'll stick my sword up your ass.
I thought so.
I heard you were with the miller's son when the wagon fell on.
And what of it?
Well, I just heard some talk and I wanted to get the story straight from you.
Talk? From who?
I heard some gossip about it in the alehouse. What happened? Was it really lightning that scared the horses?
What? No, there wasn't any storm. It was just the road was muddy and so we rode closer to the edge of it.
It's a real stroke of bad luck, isn't it?
Tell me about it. If I'd been behind the wagon, it would have fallen on me too.
And I heard someone robbed him.
Robbed? What kind of nonsense is that?
I heard he was missing something when they brought him back.
What? I don't remember anything.
He had a scarf on.
Really? I don't know. Maybe he lost it on the way. Or it sank into the mud. Yes, that's probably it. It's still buried there somewhere.
Why did only 2 of you go?
He always did it that way. But 2 people are enough for the trip, and if we needed an extra pair of hands, we could always find some local.
Except at the end. If there had been more of you, he might have survived.
Do you think I don't know that? I couldn't move the wagon on my own, so I went looking for help. We'd met a few travelers along the way, and I ran to find them, but it was too late. The weight of it crushed him while I was gone.
I'm sorry.
Me too. Me too. I didn't want to be the mill foreman, but the last thing he ever said to me, the very last thing he ever asked of me, was to take care of the mill.
Well, I hope he's resting in peace.
Amen. Farewell.
Go and bother someone younger.
Matthew is much more than Fritz.
I spoke with the miller's daughter.
It's a shame her father won't listen to her. She knows all about Thomas, but
Her father doesn't believe me.
he reckons it's just a woman's fancy. He probably thinks she's smitten with one of us. Not that I'd object, but she's a clever one. She'd make a better miller than either of those 2. Good luck then.
Goodbye.
First log. I'm gonna just read all of it, you know?
I heard you're as bad-tempered as a rabid dog, and twice as stupid.
What?
I heard you treat the new workers like shit and don't listen to anyone except yourself.
It's their fault. They're good-for-nothing slackers, and you watch your tongue or you'll...
Well, they weren't lying.
One more...
We need to pick a place for the fight that isn't...
That's one.
Do you have any idea where we could...
There's a place to the north of Leditchville we can go to after sunset. We will...
Good.
Fine.
Take your pick. There'll be 3 of them.
Why not? We have a deal then.
Agreed.
Saving. Maybe Thomas killed him somehow. Maybe he loaded the blocks wrong on purpose,
May the Lord watch over you.
so the wagon overturned. Fritz should hear this.
I did it.
Matthew.
I arranged to fight him just like you wanted. He had nothing against the idea. He'll bring 2 men, and the 3 of them will wait for us on the hill near Ledechka.
I wasn't expecting that. I thought he was too much of a coward.
So, how are we going to do it? Should we just meet there?
No. Come and see me towards evening, and then we'll go. Oh, and perhaps you should let Matthew know. Since you were the one who set it up.
No, it is much longer.
Well,
I just wanted to
I
finish
spoke with
this
him.
up.
How did it go? Did you come to an agreement?
No. There's no talking to him.
What will we do now? I suppose we could just leave, but I don't want to as long as there's some coin to be earned here.
Well, don't go running off just yet. Fritz and I have come up with a plan.
Shit. You want to trounce him, don't you?
We've arranged a fight to decide things. If we win, he'll leave you alone. If we lose, you'll be on your way.
Sakra! Well, I suppose we've got no other choice. There's no talking to that man. But I find it hard to believe he'll just leave us alone, even if we do win.
It will be us three against them three. That's an honourable fight, and the better men will win.
If you say so. Copy with me.
Good luck then.
Towards the evening. I talked to Thomas and Miller Oliver.
I have nothing more to say.
I go for a bath in the bathhouse. I also kind of want to go here.
Good day to you.
What's happening around here?
Nothing much, thank God.
Where do I...
Oh, yeah.
Very well.
And this is officially one of my houses. Is it the bailiff? Yeah. He looks pretty young. Yeah, he looks pretty young to be a bailiff. Most bailiffs that I've seen are a bit older.
Henry, I'm glad you stopped by.
I was thinking about lockpicking all the trunks in the house. And if the scarf was in there, we knew Thomas would have done it. Who else was robbed and then put in that trunk? Yeah, I'll try and do it. Yeah, I'll just save. Easy. Look at those hands of Henry. Oh, like medieval times, and his nails are perfectly clipped. I wouldn't say perfect, but now they made a lot of noise.
No business here. Clear off.
No, I still have to put my clothes back on. Well, my shoes at least. Shit. Eventually, bounty will be so high that they'll just immediately put you in jail. It's funny because jail wasn't a thing. You know, they just, you know, it was just a holding cell basically. You know, so they figured out what to do with them. Oh fuck. What was I wearing? Alright, I think I got it.
God save you.
Alright, I'm here. Let's do it.
So let's go. Good luck then.
Forgot to do the bathhouse. Fuck it, I'll just go there. Maybe Thomas is there already. Which might mean I'm ready to already fight him. It's just gonna be a fist fight. But... Yep, Thomas is here. Oh, okay.
Nice to see such a good turnout. The more the merrier.
Arsehole. You won't think it's so funny in a minute.
I think you're fucking hilarious.
Enough horseshit. I didn't come here for a chat.
Just as well. You're not much of a conversationalist.
Are we gonna get on with this anytime soon?
Let's do it, Stopici!
I kinda wanna take my helmet off. Fell out of a tree. Oh, new main level. Nice.
What's that then?
Do you think it will be enough?
He definitely looked like he'd had enough.
True. He'll either stop, or make life hell on earth for us.
So, anything else you need from me?
No. Thank you for your help.
Yeah, no problem. What are friends for?
You forgot something.
Of course. You're right. Here's something on the side.
Ah, there's no need for that. I did it out of friendship. You can spend the coin on drinks at the tavern.
Thanks. You're a real friend.
We really are in your debt.
Welcome, Henry.
On the south, the beetles have riddled them with holes.
Damnation! That's a nuisance.
It'll all have to be replaced. But at least the rest of the house is alright.
Alright, let me just see. Let me just check something real quick. Alright, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna continue on with the main quest. I'll start it in a little bit, not right after this one. What I'll be doing is, I'm pretty sure I gotta patrol Ratai with another guard, Nightingale. So I'm gonna go to Ratai, sleep, go to the bathhouse, sell some of my gear because I'm pretty sure I haven't sold all of it yet. No, I haven't sold all of it yet. So I'm gonna be doing that, and then in a bit I'll start another stream, which I do the main quest. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.